Hi everyone! In this lesson, we will be talking about supplementary and complementary angles. Please remember to write down the focused learning target. Given supplementary and complementary angles, I will be able to use their properties to find missing angle measures. First, let's look at supplementary angles. Two angles are supplementary when they add up to 180 degrees. Here is an example of supplementary angles. Notice how the two angles create 180 degrees. We know this is true because 30 degrees plus 150 degrees equals 180 degrees. These two angles are supplementary angles. Together, these two angles make a straight angle. So supplementary angles create straight angles. Remember, straight angles are angles that are equal to 180 degrees. For the following examples, we will be finding the measure of the missing angle. Here's our first example. Notice we are given one angle, but not the other angle. We have to find the measure of the missing angle, which is this angle right here. Notice how angle A and the 156 degrees are supplementary angles because they create a straight angle. Because they are supplementary, I know that A plus 156 degrees equals 180 degrees. From here, I want to solve for A, the missing angle. I can do this by removing the plus 156 degrees. I subtract 156 degrees from both sides. This will cancel out, and I am left with A equals 180 degrees minus 156 degrees, which equals 24 degrees. So A equals 24 degrees. I found this angle measure by using the fact that the two angles are supplementary and add up to 180 degrees. Let's look at another example. We are going to find the measure of the missing angle. For this problem, the missing angle is this angle right here, the angle B. Notice that this missing angle and the 86 degrees are supplementary. So B plus 86 degrees equals 180 degrees. I can solve for B by subtracting 86 on both sides. So I subtract by 86 degrees on both sides, and I'm left with B equals 180 minus 86. And feel free to use a calculator. B equals 94 degrees. We found the measure of the missing angle to be 94 degrees. Here's one more example for supplementary angles. We're going to find the measure of the missing angle. So we are finding the measure of the missing angle, which for this problem is this angle C. Notice how we have supplementary angles. So C plus 23 degrees equals 180 degrees. To solve for C, I subtract by 23 degrees on both sides. Cancels out, and I am left with C equals 180 degrees minus 23 degrees, which equals 157 degrees. This is the missing angle measure. Next, let's look at complementary angles. Two angles are complementary when they add up to 90 degrees. Notice how these two angles here add up to 90 degrees, so they are complementary angles. I know these two angles are complementary because 70 degrees plus 20 degrees equals 90 degrees. Together, these angles make a right angle, which is denoted by the right angle symbol. So these two angles create a right angle, which is an angle that measures 90 degrees. Here's our first problem for this section. Find the measure of the missing angle. Notice how we have complementary angles, and I know this because we have the right angle symbol. So let's find the measure of the missing angle, which is this angle A. These two angles are complementary, so I know that A plus 43 degrees equals 90 degrees. From here, I can solve for A by subtracting 43 degrees on both sides. This cancels out, and I have A equals 47 degrees because 90 minus 43 is 47. So I use the fact that these two angles are complementary and add up to 90 degrees to find the measure of the missing angle. Here's another example. We are going to find the measure of the missing angle. Notice again, we have complementary angles, and I know this because I see the right angle symbol. So the missing angle for this example is angle B. And B plus 12 degrees equals 90 degrees because the angles are complementary. And I subtract by 12 degrees on both sides to solve for B. This cancels out, and B equals 78 degrees because 90 minus 12 is 78. The missing angle measure here is 78 degrees. Let's look at one last example together. We are going to find the measure of the missing angle. Notice how we still have complementary angles, even though the direction looks a little bit different. We are going to find the angle measure for this missing angle, which for this example is angle C. C plus 80 degrees equals 90 degrees because these angles are complementary. Let's subtract by 80 degrees on both sides, and I solve that C equals 10 degrees. The missing angle measure is 10 degrees. So today we talked about two types of angle pairs. Two angles are supplementary when they add up to 180 degrees. So supplementary angles will create straight angles. and two angles are complementary when they add up to 90 degrees. So we saw how complementary angles create right angles. Great job today, and please remember to submit your notes on Canvas.